All right, we're at the, let me do this. There you go. We're at the Volo Auto Museum again. So I'm gonna go through the exhibits. There's a lot of people here today, and it's usually copyrighted music, so I'll probably have to do a voiceover later, but I'll record what I can. Yeah, they have a Titanic exhibit as well. I didn't do that. All right, so this area is where they have Corvettes. Now, they're not all Corvettes in this area, but primarily Corvettes. So different styles of Corvettes, different years of the Corvette. Now, these are cars that you can purchase. These are not just cars that are for exhibit. So, of course, until somebody buys them, these cars will remain there. I've seen some of these cars here for a while now. But you know, if you have the funds and you want to buy one of these vehicles, you can do it. That's why there's sales prices on the cars. I don't know whether they negotiate those prices or whether this is one price and that's it. You buy it, that's it. So you know, you can go check to find out if they negotiate or they don't. But yeah, some of these are older Corvettes and others not as old, so it depends on what you want. The amazing thing about this museum is that they do a lot of renovation of the cars. I mean, every car is shiny, so they do a lot of cleanup work. They buff everything. There's usually no dents or anything in there, so they've done a lot of body work and everything. Even the insides, the leather seatings or even the plastic seatings, the vinyl seatings, they all look immaculate. So the price tags are fairly high on most of these older vehicles. I know I can't afford it, but some people can. And so I know there's other people who actually purchase a vehicle, an older vehicle, just so that they can restore it, right? Well, I know I can't do it. I don't know about you guys, but I can't do it. So if you can do it, more power to you, but I know I can't. So if you're too lazy, you want someone else to do it, these are the places to go to get it done, right? This Prowler is actually not that old if you think about it. When did these things come out? Around the 2000 time period? I don't know the exact dates. And they have the dates in there, but I've gone through this so quickly, I don't know. I always thought that those Chrysler Prowlers are pretty interesting and fun looking cars, but I don't know how practical they are. Here's some Shrek characters. You could get your picture taken there. I mean, take a look at this Prowler. It's kind of cool, right? But is it practical? Probably not. And it's just a fun car. There's cars that I would consider just fun cars. Now, some of these other vehicles, they're just old vehicles. I mean, I don't know if there's really major value in something like some of these cars. Some of them are muscle cars, right? And so when you look at these older muscle cars from the late 60s and the like, those are always cool. Yeah. So and Camaros and so yeah, you could always let someone else do the work is what I'm saying. Let them fix it up. Old Dodge. So yeah, I think this is really for someone who says, I want an older vehicle, but I don't want to put the effort into restoring it. Others enjoy the restoring process, right? So I think for those guys, this might not be the thing for them. Somebody else has done all the work. So, and you got Ford products too. You got Mustangs, and how about a car like this? You like the color? Was it an old Cadillac? I think that's a Cadillac, right? Sometimes I move so quickly I can't see what it is myself either. But yeah, that's a Cadillac. What's this? A Plymouth with racing stripes on there. So, yeah. Now we go into another area here. This is where they have the jukeboxes. So they have a whole bunch of jukeboxes, Wurlitzer jukeboxes, restored, and they work too. Now again, I took out a lot of the actual music that might be there, because I can't use it for YouTube. So, and they even have this thing says the Fonz on here, right? Happy Days, yeah. Okay, so now we're in another area, and so in this area they have cars that you can buy, but they also have the movie cars here too. So I think this one's Mad Max. Yeah, that's I guess supposedly Mel Gibson, I guess, right? This one is, sometimes I don't even remember it. If I'm just looking at these things as we're going here. What is this one? Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. To me, it's fun to see the movie cars. You can't buy the movie cars, all right? They don't sell those. But the stuff in the middle, those vehicles, you can. And there's price tags on them, of course. What always amazed me is that there's really nothing stopping somebody from touching these vehicles. Although they're roped off, I'm sure people still touch them and everything like that. But very seldom have I seen actually people wandering around who actually work there to protect the vehicles. So they have cameras all over the place. So I'm guessing if you were to start messing with the vehicles, somebody's going to come running over, right? Here's one from Die Another Day, Pierce Brosnan, right? Halle Berry. Yeah, cool vehicles. Yeah. And other things that are just, more imagined type vehicles. What is this, Speed Racer? They have some Star Wars stuff in there too. I don't know how accurate these things are. They're just reproductions of things, but you got Chewbacca and Yoda and R2-D2, C-3PO in there. All right, let's get around this area here. Okay, what is this? I don't know what this one is. Sometimes I move too quick myself. Oh, okay, here's a Trans Am. Yeah, I remember the Trans Ams. Yeah, so I mean, if you would have kept your own cars and fixed them up, yeah, then you got something of value. I mean, even pickup trucks they have here. So anything that's an older vehicle, whether it's a huge collectible or not, they'll fix it up. Yeah, GTO. It really is kind of amazing how clean they make these cars. I mean, they look like straight out of the factory. Some of them, they're very, very clean cars. Today it was fairly busy, surprisingly busy for a weekday. But I think some of the kids are on spring break at this point, so maybe the parents are bringing them along for that. Pep Boys. Beverly Hillbillies. Blues Brothers. Yeah, fun. Pizza Power. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let me know in the comments if you recognize some of these vehicles, or some of the vehicles that you see in here. Would they be something you would want to purchase? Ghostbusters. Would you purchase a car like this? Or is this too much money? I mean, it's nice to look at. I enjoy coming to the museum just to see the cars. I usually make a pretty quick pass. I don't stay very long because I've been in this museum many, many, many times already. I used to take my photography students through the museum. They would take photos of the cars, and then we'd evaluate their photography and give them hints on composition, things like that, exposures. And so I've been here many times, but it's been years since I had been back. So this year I bought a season's pass again, and really, if you go more than twice, it's worth getting the season's pass. And for me, it's not that far away from where I live. It's probably a little over a half hour or so. And like I said, these are old snowmobiles. Like I said, if you go through the museum multiple times, it's worth it, you know. And if you go to Costco, you know, like I said, if I go to Costco, it's really only about 15 minutes further away from Costco. 15, 18 minutes, 18 minutes, I think it was. So, all right, so we've left one of the warehouses. Now we're gonna go over to another one. So each warehouse has a different building, and so you have to go outside. It was a little chilly today. I think it was like 43, 44 degrees. And I just had my my sweatshirt thing on. I didn't have a jacket or anything. But I moved quickly so I can get from one place to the other, so it's not a real big deal. These are, I think they're Ferraris. This section is, I think it was called Ferrari section or something. So these are some race car Ferraris. Pretty cool. I don't know if these are not for sale, obviously. These are just, they're collecting for the museum only. All right, so we're going to get out of this area. And then they have a crime and punishment section in there. They have a replica of the Bonnie and Clyde car. But a lot of those Bonnie and Clyde replicas, you know, they fake the bullet holes in them and everything. The real one's actually sitting in a casino in Vegas. Back to the Future, the DeLorean's, of course, very, very popular to look at. So they have a hoverboard over there. Another Mustang. Yeah, these are kind of cool. I like those air vents. I don't know what they do, but I like them. The General Lee. Yep. Dukes of Hazzard. Dukes of Hazzard. They actually have two General Lees. They have another one in one of the other warehouses. You'll see it a little bit later. Which was kind of like a vehicle they were planning on using for doing special effects, where the front end would rise up, but it never actually got to be used. They made it, but they never actually used it in production. So they have that particular one, and then this one here. So the one that you saw there was actually used in the series. They had several General Lees made for the series. $94,998. What a deal, man. That's a lot of money. But again, if you're looking for this kind of vehicle, this is so well done. I mean, like I said, they look like they came right out of the showroom floor from that era. Yeah, very clean cars. But again, I look at some of these and I go, well, okay, it's nice, but you know, like something like this, to me, is not a real big deal. I wouldn't want to go owning something like that. I wouldn't want something that's, you know, kind of unique. I'm going to spend $100,000 on a car. So what was this one? Oldsmobile 442 Pro Touring, $118,998. Would you spend that kind of money? Put a comment in the comment section if you would consider cars like this. Another GTO. I don't know where to get these things. You know, people, you know, probably sell it to them, then they fix them up. I mean, they have a whole huge workshop where they, you know, just essentially restore the cars. And they have a photography studio too. I actually had a chance to see how they actually photographed the vehicles for their website. I got a chance to talk to the photographer there because, you know, I was taking my photography students through there, so he had shown me how they do it. They have a rotating turntable, so that the cars are driven up to it, and then they can rotate the vehicle when it's on the rotating turntable. So this is the Munsters. You got coffin mobile. I don't know what they would call that. Little go-kart thing for probably Eddie Munster. This one's probably for Herman. All right, and then we have Greased Lightning from Grease. It's kind of cool to see these vehicles, especially if you're into these movies, you know. And my favorite, 1966 Batmobile from the TV series. Yeah, I always have to stop a little longer when I see this vehicle because this is my favorite vehicle for movie cars. Yeah, they make a lot of replica ones. This one was actually licensed from the George Barris company that built the original Batmobile. So Yeah, but you can buy replica Batmobiles as well. There's companies who will actually make you a Batmobile from 1966. So this one is, of course, based on the original car that they used. What was it called? A Futura or something like that. It was a concept car. But the ones that you can buy now, of course, they use other vehicles and then they just make a fiberglass body out of it then. Miami Vice, Sonny Crockett's car. This one I never regularly figured out. This one says Johnny Cash. The guitar car. All right, so now we're gonna get out of here and then we'll head out and continue on. It is convenient having the mobility scooter with me. I can move around pretty quickly on it, but I'm going fairly slowly today so that we can get some good footage. I decided to shoot this at 4K 60 frames per second, so the upload is going to take a while. This video I think is about around 30 minutes long after the editing, but 4K 60 is going to take a long time to upload this thing. But if I don't do 60 frames a second, things will look like they're blurring as I'm moving. So I decided I would record it on the longer 60 frames per second format. These other things out here, you can go up into it, but again, since I'm on a mobility scooter, I don't get off and get inside these the train cars, but you can. People do it. I've never gone into the train cars because I've always taken my mobility scooter, and too lazy to go in there. There's other areas too where you can go inside some of these other warehouse things, but I don't go in there either because it's hard with the scooter, so I don't go in. So this one they call it Showroom 4, and you push the button, it automatically opens the door for you. I think Showroom 5 might be the one that doesn't open automatically. I've pushed it a number of times and it doesn't open. What is this vehicle? Liberace? Could be. Show movies in that room there. Is that Herbie, the VW? I'm not sure. I don't know where these cars are from, but they obviously seem to be, just fun vehicles. I don't know. This is probably more for the little kids to see. They have a whole bunch of Disney things in here that we'll see. Mickey Mouse. We got here Dalmatians, Little Mermaid, yeah, Lion King, Belle. What else we have in here? What is this? Oh, Cinderella. Yeah, Snow White, Seven Dwarfs, Peter Pan. Don't know what that one is. SpongeBob. What is this? 1928, does that say 1928 Packard? Was that 38, 28? Couldn't see, went too quick. Good Humor Truck. I remember these things. Good Humor Truck. Look at these things. I don't know what this is. Okay, now we're gonna get into the Batmobiles again. Here's another one. They have another one right in the front of the when you enter. It's not actually a car, it's some type of, like, I think just a fiberglass shell, and they put that in the front of the entrance to the museum. I never seem to be able to get a picture of that one, but it's not an actual car, it's some type of makeup type of thing, so they just made it up to make it look like it. That was like the Michael Keaton Batman one. This one here is, of course, the Joker and everything. That's the Red Baron. They had a motto of the Red Baron before from, I don't know which company made the toy motto. And so it's, I don't know what these things are. They're kind of cool though. You see that running down the street. Some of the stuff is not street legal, obviously. This would not be street legal. And neither would this. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, okay. I remember this type of thing where you can put some money in. It's $10 now. I remember you put in like $1 something at like the Science and Industry Museum and make a plastic mold of you know, different things. So these are some fun things for kids. Warner Brothers, Cat in the Hat, Elmer J. Fudd, Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, Daffy Duck, Wile E. Coyote. This thing we're coming up to kind of reminds me of the Chuck E. Cheese things. I think it was originally from the Chuck E. Cheese things. I had to cut the audio on this thing because it played some copyright type music. Barbie. Okay, so now you have pinball games and other things. You can actually play these in here if you want. So if you put a quarter in there or whatever, you can actually play it. Some scooters. Pedal cars. Yeah, they got quite a few of them. Quite a few pedal cars. Alright, so we're going to round the corner here. We're going to see some electric bicycles. Well, they're not electric. These are motorized bicycles, I should say. Yeah, motorized bicycles. We have some more over here. Probably the predecessors to the things that we now use for e-bikes, but we're electric, right? These actually have motors in it, gas motors. The museum actually offers quite a bit of variety if you want to see the history of, you know, some of these vehicles, you know, not just cars, but, you know, history of different ways people get around. They have quite a bit, you know, Vespas and, you know, whatever brands that they have. Good humor trucks and good humor carts. I remember these things. They're kind of cool. Yeah. But this overview of the museum I'm giving you is basically everything you would see. Well, I wouldn't say everything. There's still some areas I didn't go into. Oh, Dr. Pepper machine. There's still some areas I didn't go into, but it's giving you an overview basically of what the car auto museum section is. Like I said, they have a Jurassic Park thing. They have a crime and punishment thing. They have a military thing. And we're not going into that stuff today. You do pay extra for those other things. They used to give the military thing for free. I don't know whether they're going to charge for that or not. Like, for instance, the Titanic thing, they probably took some of the older vehicles they had and they stuck it in there during that period. What else did they have? The crime and punishment, the Bonnie and Clyde car, I used to see just sitting out there like all the other ones. So they took some of the things and put it into a separate section. Some of the crime and punishment section was actually for free. Now it's a separate section you have to pay for to see it. All right, this area is a little interesting. Take a look at this. They have a full... that thing actually works, by the way. Okay, I've seen it actually running. And these I don't know what they would call these things. You know, they play music and everything. But they actually function. They actually work. Then you can put some money in there and it'll play. It's quiet in here now. There's nobody really, nobody in here with me. But that carousel thing actually does work. So it's not just cars here. There's a lot of things. Of course, I'm showing you everything at this point, but but to see it in person is actually another thing too. I think it's more interesting that you can experience it firsthand yourself. I mean, they've restored a lot of stuff here. it's a good museum. I enjoy it a lot. I come here quite often. So, and like I said, it's really not that far away from me. It's probably a little over a half hour or so drive for me. And like I said, if I go to Costco, it's really only another 18 minutes further away from Costco. So I figure, being retired now, why not get the full years? I can come whenever I feel like coming. If there's nothing to do, yeah, why not come here? Just, ride the mobility scooter around, take a look at things. It gives me something to do. That's really the whole point. That's the reason why I got another full year. Again, the doors are automatic. Push the button, it'll open it for you automatically. They have these outside exhibit things too. There's more than you see on this overview. I just kind of did it quickly. It's a little chilly outside, so I didn't want to stay out too long. So I'm just kind of going from place to place as quickly as I can, and still be able to show you. They tell you which way to go because everything's painted with the arrows and the blue walkways. So these rail cars, again, when it's open, I don't know whether it's open now, but when it's open, you can get in there. So I guess they show you the blue thing tells you, that you can walk up into it, I guess. All right, we'll head back inside again. Yeah, Jurassic Gardens is what they call it. And you have a little armband that they put on your wristband, and you put it against that thing, and it'll open up the gates for you. So they know that you paid, right? Yeah, this is busier than I'm used to seeing it. So these people must be here because kids are off of school. Spring break. Zoltar, they have a Zoltar machine there. So you can get souvenirs, you can get things to eat here. Concessions. Terminator. There he is. Daffy Duck. All right, so head back out. We're gonna head over to the final car. What do they call each of these showrooms? I call them warehouses. Showrooms. They even have an airplane where I don't remember the name of the show where they had Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis, and they had the military airplane he was in. They have that out here. Yeah, it's outside, but it's too cold to get to, so I didn't get to record that. So as long as you follow the blue path, you can find your way around. But like I said, it's one place after the next. So during the winter time, it's kind of hard to do, because it is kind of cold, and I use the mobility scooter. If there's snow on the ground, I can't make it through. So this is the one area that you push the button, it's still never opened the doors either way, going in or going out. So, and again, in here are cars that you can purchase if you like. Some of the cars in here are more reasonably priced than the ones that are in the other showrooms. Do you have a favorite? Put a comment. Okay, no, this is the one's $92,000. All right, so some of them are still kind of expensive. But around the corner here, we're gonna see the motorcycle from Ghost Rider. Yeah, Nicolas Cage. You remember that movie? Here it is. Yeah, Chopper. I remember this movie. Yeah, like I said, to me, it's really amazing. You very rarely see any personnel here. These cars are just out here. You know, you're not supposed to touch them. I'm sure people do. $94,998. Okay, some of them are still expensive. But there are other cars in here that are a little more reasonable. All right, there's the most expensive car is in here. We're going to see that a little later. I think you'll be surprised at how much it is. Some Camaros. Another Prowler. Yeah, like I said, I always thought the Prowler was actually a very interesting looking car. Don't know how practical it is. I mean, I always wonder when you see 39,998. I wonder what this car cost when it first came out. So it's not very expensive to buy it. I don't know why. I mean, it's not in production anymore, so I tend to think it should be more of a collector's thing. But you know, if you can imagine get a front end collision on that, you probably never get it fixed. They don't have any parts available anymore. Another GTO. How much is this one? Yeah, I don't know. Too fast. Can't see it. Yeah, kind of cool. I mean, cars like this, I mean, you wouldn't ride it around all the time. It's just like your Sunday car, right? You go out on a Sunday drive. Okay, now we're getting to the expensive stuff. These are the Lamborghinis. Yeah, so both of these vehicles are very, very expensive. But you can buy it if you want to. 1997 Diablo, $495,000. That's a lot of money, but that's nothing compared to this one. You have a Countach over here. Take a look at the price on this thing. 1989 Countach, $950,000. Very rare, it says. It's just standing out there by itself. I'm really surprised that there's really nothing guarding it. I mean, there's a guy in there, inside there, but he's not out there with you. So they're out there. President Donald Trump, it says, one of his limos, I guess. This is one of the old trucks, right? Here's the other General Lee. Now, this one has the engine in the back. That's why they're hoping that they can do like a wheelie with this thing. You see the engine back there? But they said that they never actually used it. It was made for the show, but they never actually used it. It's signed by all the stars of the Dukes of Hazzard. Scooby-Doo. Princess Diana's car. Her limo. Jurassic Park. Yeah, what movie was this one from? I can't recall. Let's see if I stop. Total Recall. There you go. All right, I think that's about it. I think we've covered pretty much most of the museum at this point. Hey, anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I wanted to at least do the museum at least one more time for you guys, so this way you can see pretty much all of it, you know. So if you ever wonder what's in there, you've seen the vast majority of it anyway. Anyways, hit the like and subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys next time.